Peak performance coach for high impact leaders, AJ Madden here. I help leaders increase their confidence. Today we're going to cover principle number 9 from our 24 principles of leadership and self-protection for 1% Warrior Black Belt Boss, now available on Amazon and my website, coachajmadden.com. Our principle today, number 9, do the single hardest thing. And this is easily one of the most powerful principles from our 1% Warrior Black Belt Boss book. Let's start out with a quote from Dr. Jason Selk, who's a peak performance expert, and he's written several books, including Executive Toughness. Dr. Jason Selk says, making yourself uncomfortable speeds up the process of mental toughness. Very simple. Do the single hardest thing. What is the single hardest thing? That is the one emotionally most challenging thing that you can do in any given situation. The single hardest thing is so often the most powerful thing we can do to achieve our most important goal, to overcome our biggest challenge, and to dramatically increase our confidence in a short period of time. What are some examples of doing the single hardest thing? 1, have difficult conversations. Have challenging conversations. Conversations that others shy away from. This is telling the truth today and just being honest with people. Another single hardest thing would be to say no to the dessert, to say yes to the chicken, broccoli, and rice, and say no to the cheeseburger. Example of a single hardest thing would be ending a difficult relationship that we've tried over and over again to make positive, but it could be a work relationship, it could be a personal relationship, it could be quitting a dead-end job, working for someone that we don't respect and can't learn from, and that we're not passionate about the work, and there's no room for progress and growth, either financially or through our knowledge and expertise. Quitting that dead-end job so we can say yes to a job where we can respect and learn from the people that we work for, where we're passionate about the work that we do, and there's opportunity for financial and mental growth. Right? That's a big single hardest thing that you can do. Let's talk about eating frogs. And this is from Rory Miller, who's a self-protection author, brilliant man, written several books. And he's the author of Facing Violence, which is a pretty famous book in the self-protection world. And this is what Rory Miller says about eating frogs. And this is quite brilliant. You won't enjoy defending yourself from assault. Make it a habit to do things that you don't enjoy. Immediately, efficiently, and without hesitation. If you're going to jump in the cold water, jump. Don't work yourself up to it. As long as it is safe, the water is deep enough, no rocks, jump. Jump with your whole heart. If the very idea of competing in a tournament makes you nervous, you must do it. That is fear, a low-level fear, and facing fear is the essence of self-defense. Everyone should experience rough impact. Micro-concussions are bad, and I don't recommend people box for long. But everyone who is interested not just in self-defense, but who they really are, should experience boxing. Taking a hit, keeping it cool, or finding useful emotional triggers either can work, both have limitations, and staying in the fight are invaluable skills. So what is this drill? Frog eating. It is a habit. From this moment forward, if there is something that needs to be done, you do it. Decisively and immediately. Constantly feel for your own glitches. The things that you fear or hate or that disgust you. If something is unpleasant at any level, do that first. Kill it without hesitation. But like most of the life skills presented here, there is no downside. What will your boss think of someone who does the hard stuff first and without complaining? Will your family appreciate a you who gets stuff done? Will you be setting an example to be proud of? Not only does this drill make you tougher, it also makes you smarter and, in the end, wiser. The person who acts when everyone else hesitates is a hero. Eating frogs becomes a superpower. No further explanation needed. Let's talk about a leadership application. Our leadership application of principle number 9, do the single hardest thing. Here's a quote from Jerzy Gregorek. If you are ever at the crossroads of making a difficult decision, always ask yourself, what is the hard choice? Take that path. I've seen this over and over again. The happiest and most successful leaders I know continually do the single hardest thing. I call this the heroic choice. In my leadership coaching, I call it making the heroic choice, which is doing the single hardest thing. The happiest and most successful leaders, individuals, and organizations continuously make the hard choice. The leaders, individuals, and organizations that I see that are getting mediocre results, that are unhappy, and that are stressed continuously avoid the single hardest thing. There is an absolute correlation between doing the single hardest thing as a leader and your success of your organization. Some examples of a leader doing the single hardest thing: having those difficult conversations, thinking bigger and setting bigger, more challenging goals, those 10x goals, moonshot goals for your organization and for your team. Spending that extra time and educating yourself. All right, that extra reading time. Instead of watching the Netflix, you're choosing reading and education. Instead of choosing entertainment, you're choosing education. All right, that's doing the single hardest thing over and over again. Another example of choosing the single hardest thing as leaders is maximizing your energy by doing things like going to the gym and exercising, by eating better and saying no to the dessert and the things that you don't need for your health. It's going to bed that hour early, again, instead of staying up and watching some mindless TV or surfing the internet. All right, these are all things, single hardest things, heroic choices that can improve your leadership. And there is a direct correlation. Over and over again, I see it. The most successful and happiest leaders continuously do single hardest things, big and small. No further explanation needed. This is principle number 9, do the single hardest thing, from 1% Warrior Black Belt Boss. If you found this video useful, please click like and subscribe. If you found this video useful, please share it with someone that you think also might find it useful. I challenge you now over and over again to continue to do the single hardest thing every day, every week, no matter how big and small.